Because they were together for so long, I'm going to go with she's not watching this one. It wasn't like a little fling where she could watch and be like, oh, laugh, like, I hooked up with him.
Pop culture and sports are colliding in ways that will have you spitting out your coffee. First up, Swifties are clutching their cardigans over a wild new rumor about Taylor Swift's ex Joe Alwyn, and yes, it could rewrite the breakup saga entirely. Then, Kayla Nicole throws some shade at lying men, keeping Travis Kelce firmly in the gossip crosshairs. Meanwhile, the parental dream team, Andrea Swift and Donna Kelce, steal the spotlight with rare public appearances that scream pre-wedding goals.
We just got a picture of Mama Swift and Mama Kelce in a rare outing at the 2026 Sundance Film Festival.
On the sports side, Jessica Pegula narrowly dodges a $6 billion NFL humiliation thanks to a cheeky bet involving Taylor Swift and apple pie.
I literally yelled down the hallway. I was like, apple pie with cheese on it. She's like, no, never. And I'm like, nope, I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. Hollywood drama hits next with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's ongoing legal fireworks. And finally, Kim Kardashian keeps it low-key but loyal, confessing she still vibes to Taylor Swift in her playlist.
I think people would be surprised that you listen to Taylor Swift. I think I've said it. Yeah, I mean, it's just I have her, some of her older songs in my playlist.
Swifties thought they had finally closed the Joe Alwyn chapter, filed it neatly under sad folklore-era memories, and moved on to wedding bells and touchdowns, but nope, the internet never sleeps and neither does Swiftie speculation. Just when things seemed calm, a new rumor pops up that has fans clutching their cardigans and arguing in comment sections like it's 2023 again. Here's the tea as it's currently brewing. Even though Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn ended their long, famously private relationship back in April 2023, and Taylor is now engaged to NFL golden boy Travis Kelce, some fans are still very much stuck on Joe's life post-breakup. In late 2025, photos surfaced of the British actor out and about with his mom while pushing a stroller with a young girl inside. Innocent family outing? Apparently not in Swiftie detective land. Within minutes, theories exploded suggesting Joe secretly has a child, because of course they did. The speculation didn't stop at just, oh look, a stroller. Fans started playing Timeline Olympics, estimating the child's age and lining it up with the exact window of Joe and Taylor's breakup. Some jumped to the conclusion that if the math somehow matched, it meant Joe may have had a whole secret life brewing behind the scenes, which, if true, would seriously rewrite the breakup narrative that fans have debated for years. This theory alone was enough to send parts of the fandom into absolute meltdown mode. But not everyone was buying it. A loud group of Swifties immediately shut it down, pointing out that seeing a man with a child doesn't automatically make him the father. Many argued the girl could easily be his niece, especially since Joe has brothers and was literally walking with his own mother. Others called the speculation invasive, unnecessary, and wildly out of line, especially considering a literal child was being dragged into internet drama. And while Swifties are busy arguing over strollers and timelines, the Travis Kelce universe suddenly gets its own side plot, courtesy of Kayla Nicole and an Instagram story that felt a little too loud to be accidental. Nicole, who dated Kelce on and off for 5 years before things wrapped up in 2022, is very much in her boundaries era, and she's not whispering about it. She casually dropped a relationship manifesto while doing her skincare, because nothing says emotional clarity like a clean face and a clean conscience. As she calmly went through her routine, she laid out exactly what she refuses to entertain in 2026, and let's just say lying men didn't make the cut, along with inconsistency, mixed signals, and what insiders describe as peak audacity with absolutely no credentials. Naturally, the internet immediately grabbed popcorn and started connecting dots, especially given Kelce's current headline-heavy romance with Taylor Swift. Nicole's post landed more than 3 years after their breakup, but insiders say timing is everything, and this timing had people squinting hard. Still, sources close to her insist this wasn't a direct hit at anyone specific, more like a public service announcement wrapped in humor, self-respect, and very moisturized skin. Nicole has been increasingly vocal about how her views on dating have evolved, particularly when it comes to athletes, fame, and relationships that come with too much noise and not enough substance.
I keep saying I don't want to date any more athletes, but I'm down to date the owners of the teams.
Behind the jokes and sly wording, there's a clear shift happening. Nicole has been open for months about wanting a partner who matches her energy, respects her boundaries, and doesn't require emotional babysitting or basic lessons in decency.
You have something to do besides bugging me all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, working. I mean, I'm more so like invested in people's character and personality. Okay. I used to have like a very like detailed physical descriptors and like.
She's also been honest about how public scrutiny after her breakup shaped her outlook, especially once Kelce's new relationship turned into a global spectacle. Instead of clapping back directly, she's choosing what sources describe as the peaceful but pointed route, redefining her standards out loud and letting people interpret it however they want. And speaking of setting standards and family vibes, the real-life rom-com energy shifts over to the parental squad, because it turns out Travis and Taylor's moms are stealing the spotlight before their kids even tie the knot. Andrea Swift and Donna Kelce made a rare, totally heartwarming public appearance together at the Sundance Film Festival over the weekend, and insiders are calling it Mom's Day Out meets fashion editorial. Forget A-list offspring, the duo was all smiles, arm in arm, bundled up against the Utah chill like cozy queens of Park City, rocking everything from thick gray parkas to embroidered cardigans and matching snow boots that scream, "I run this winter scene." The pair looked completely at ease, chatting and laughing like they've known each other forever, while festival goers snapped pics, probably wondering if this was a cameo in some feel-good Netflix special about in-law harmony.
We just got a picture of Mama Swift and Mama Kelce in a rare outing at the 2026 Sundance Film Festival.
It wasn't even the first time these two got some quality bonding time without Travis or Taylor hovering. A few months back, they were spotted in Kansas City, catching up at a new steakhouse opened by Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, where insider gossip insists Andrea and Donna were already exchanging notes on everything from wedding plans to the best steak cuts. As the countdown to the summer nuptials ticks on, the moms' friendship is only getting stronger, which is good news for keeping the peace during what's bound to be a headline-filled engagement season. And while the couple's NFL and pop star schedules keep them busy, with Kelce even hinting at one final season under his belt, thanks in part to his favorite coach returning to the fold, Andrea and Donna are essentially the calm in the pre-wedding storm, offering moral support, style inspiration, and the occasional reality check. And just as moms are setting the vibe for calm, stylish pre-wedding energy, the sports world gets a whole different kind of drama, this time on a tennis court halfway across the globe, with stakes that somehow involve Taylor Swift-themed NFL gear. At the Australian Open, Jessica Pegula decided she wasn't just here to play tennis. She was on a mission to avoid the absolute horror of wearing a Kansas City Chiefs jersey emblazoned with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Why the nightmare scenario? Because her good friend and fellow American Madison Keys dared to make a bet. Loser wears the other's humiliating token.
If Maddie loses, she's got to eat Jess's favorite thing, eat cheese on apple pie. Or we've got, if Jess loses, she's got to wear the Chief jersey, you know?
And naturally, Pegula had a little extra incentive. The last thing a billionaire's daughter wants is public promo for a rival NFL franchise. The match was a straight-up clinic, with Pegula not letting anything distract her, not even the aroma of apple pie topped with melted cheddar that awaited Keys if she lost.
My family owns the Buffalo Bills. They've owned us. Like, I have to sit there and wear this, and then there's going to be pictures, and then people are going to be like,
True.
Jess clearly lost a bet, and I'm going to have to suffer.
The Aussie Open crowd probably thought they were witnessing a regular fourth-round showdown, but insiders know the real tension was all about cheese, pie, and public humiliation. Pegula went full throttle, serving to love, dictating rallies, and basically making Keys wish she had never joked about a bet. Keys valiantly tried to fight back, mixing flashes of brilliance with shots that seemed designed to sabotage her own game. Double faults, wild volleys, you name it, while Pegula calmly collected the points like a pro avoiding a nightmare wardrobe. Adding to the circus, there was an air show overhead to celebrate Australia Day, which could have thrown anyone off, but Pegula stayed laser-focused, showing why she's been consistently in Melbourne quarters for years. By the end, Pegula had sent the defending champion packing, all while dodging a Chiefs jersey apocalypse and keeping her streak alive.
And my agent was like, you guys need to come up with like a funny bet or something. And then I literally like yelled down the hallway. I was like, apple pie with cheese on it. And she's like, no, never. And I'm like, nope, I'm sticking to it. Sources say the victory wasn't just about advancing. It was about surviving the ultimate humiliation bet.
keeping her competitive edge sharp and avoiding being Instagram memed in pop star football glory. And while Pegula was dodging Kelce-themed fashion nightmares in Melbourne, the Hollywood drama machine was cranking into overdrive with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. 2 years after It Ends With Us wrapped, the legal fireworks are still blazing, and now the world gets a peek at the receipts. Explosive texts, shady emails, and all the passive-aggressive seasoning you could ever want. Court papers reveal Lively venting to Taylor Swift about Baldoni, while Swift doubled as cheerleader, strategist, and probably the friend we all wish we had on speed dial during work chaos. But it's not just a two-person showdown. Jamila Jamil and Baldoni's publicist were also sliding into the drama, branding Lively a suicide bomber and tossing around terms like nightmare, see you next Tuesday for maximal effect. Insiders say these messages are equal parts eyebrow-raising and absurdly dark-humored commentary, showing just how messy the on-set vibes got while the film was in production. Meanwhile, Lively allegedly tried to protect her co-stars from Baldoni's chaos, which insiders describe as borderline abusive energy with a side of public image perfection, basically the Hollywood version of juggling grenades while wearing stilettos. And while Hollywood was serving up courtroom chaos with Taylor on speed dial, Kim Kardashian was over in a totally different lane, quietly vibing with some Taylor tunes. Nearly a decade after the infamous 2016 phone call drama with Kanye, the OG Twitter snake saga, and all the ensuing Reputation-era receipts, Kim spilled that she still keeps Swift tracks in her personal playlist, proof that some jams survive even the nastiest pop culture beefs. On her podcast with Chloe, Kim casually dropped that she's rocking some of Taylor's older songs, alongside country faves like Shania Twain and Carrie Underwood, proving that yes, even reality royalty can appreciate a good heartbreak ballad or two without needing a public apology tour.
I think people would be surprised that you listen to Taylor Swift. I think I've said it. Yeah, I mean, it's just I have her, like some of her older songs in my playlist. I've always thought she's like a super talented, great artist.
The conversation quickly shifted to Northwest, and Kim made it clear that parenting in the Kardashian spotlight is basically a full-contact sport. North gets creative with blue hair and fake piercings, but don't get it twisted. Kim still runs a tight ship with rules, boundaries, and a dash of freedom for self-expression. Her homeschooling approach is basically a mini CEO boot camp, mixing budgeting, brand building, and fashion 101, all curated around what excites her 12-year-old. Kim's parenting mantra is simple: let your kid explore, crush curiosity, and maybe sprinkle in a little Taylor Swift for inspiration, because even billionaires need a soundtrack for life's chaos. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.